Good morning. My name is Len Rubino, and I'm going to show you the path to financial freedom. Financial freedom is not only an economic path, but it's also a mental path. So let me tell you an easy way to do it. There are only 3 steps to financial freedom. Number 1, eliminate or reduce the negative flow of money. Now, the negative flow of money is credit card interest. Step number 2, live within a budget. Most people don't even know what a budget is, much less live within it. Step number 3, have your money earn money. Now, this is where everybody goes, what? What money? I don't have any money left over to invest. So I'm going to show you how to do that so you do have money left over. Let's take step number 1, which is reduce or eliminate the negative flow of money. The average interest rate per month on a credit card, if you only pay the minimum amount, is between 70 and 90%. Let me repeat that. The average interest rate on a credit card, if you only pay the minimum payment, is between 70 to 90%. This is unreal, okay? And this is why you're behind the 8 ball. Now for you, I've got a whole big formula to show you how to do this if anybody's interested, but I'm going to give you the shortcut. The shortcut is very simple. Take your minimum payment, make sure you don't have any late charges, over the limit fees, or past due payments in that minimum payment. So take your regular minimum payment and divide it into the finance charge. The answer will be the monthly interest rate that you're paying. For instance, if you make a minimum payment of $100 and the finance charge is $83.33, then you are paying 83% interest. If you're only paying off $16.67, you could see where that credit card could take you anywhere between 15 to 20 years to pay back. Now, another shortcut that I've figured out is if you want to figure out fundamentally what you're actually going to cost you, take the total debt that you have, let's say it's $10,000, multiply it by 6. That means you will pay back $60,000 on those credit cards. $10,000 in principal and $50,000 in interest. So this one fact here is what's keeping you broke. Okay, now step number 2 is to live within a budget. That takes a little bit of guts, really, to do that. But what you have to do is understand the first rule of finance. The first rule of finance is to pay yourself first. You have to ask yourself, do I work for me or do I work for my creditors? So if you, let's say, for instance, you take home pay is $600 a week. Take 10% of that of $600 is $60. You take that $60 and put it into an interest-bearing savings account. Now that money is not to be used for emergencies, for vacations, or to buy something you really wanted for a long time. That is your future. If you spend that money, this whole system don't work. Okay, so you have to understand you must make a little sacrifice today for the future. Pay yourself first. Now, if you are inclined to pay 10% for your religion, let's say religion donations, or for any kind of a donation, that's fine too. Now, if you do that, then you have to figure your budget out on 80%. So in your case, 80% of $600 is $480. So you have to live on $480, which is almost impossible, unless you cut out your wants. Just buy what you need for the time being. This program only takes a couple years to get started, so you need to make the sacrifice today. Cut out buying the extra dinner or beer or whatever else that you're spending money on because you feel that it's your money and you got to spend it. You need to save it yet, okay? You need to save it away so that your plan number 3 or step number 3 comes into play. Step number 3 is have your money earn money. What a unique concept. Right now, 97% of the people in the United States are paying interest to someone else. Only approximately 3% of the people in the United States have people paying them interest. That's the side you want to be on, even if it's starting out at a very small level. So if you're putting that 10% away, you're going to develop a mental consciousness of financial freedom. And this is the most important part. Once you know you have a little bit tucked away for your future, you will do things a lot differently, okay? Here's what I mean. Once you've saved up about $1,000 in your savings account, think about it. 95% of the people in the United States do not have $1,000 in a savings account. I know people I'm in the debt management business, so we talk to people and I say to them, how old are you? And they go, 50 years old. And I say, how long have you been working? Since I got out of high school. 30 years, 35 years. And I say to them, and you don't have $1,000 saved up? And they look at me like, duh. This is what it's all about. It's your choice. You can either be a slave to your bills, or you can control those bills. So the bottom line here is you need to do step number one. Step number one is you need to eliminate that credit card interest. And there's only 2 steps to that. One, pay off the entire balance at the end of each month. Who can do that? Step 2 is enroll in a debt settlement company. Now, here's what debt settlement will do for you. Let's say you owe a total of $20,000 in total credit card debt and personal loans and maybe medical bills and maybe utilities shut off, a utility that's been shut off like electric bill or something like that. We will cut out or eliminate 50% of that debt. So if you owe $20,000, we're going to cut $10,000 out as if it never happened. Okay? Spread the balance, the remaining $10,000, over a period of 3 to 5 years, and you'll pay that back with 0 interest. I don't think of it, there's another plan in America that is as good as that. I've been in the business for 12 years, in the debt management business, and I can tell you this plan is the plan of today. Get out from underneath those credit card bills. Get within a budget that you can live with, and start putting that money away. Now, when you put the money away into a savings account, remember the banks only pays 2% interest maybe. That's not the idea. The idea is to have it there. As your savings account grows, you will then be presented with opportunities to move it to a higher interest-bearing account. For instance, I'll give you one thing that one of our clients did the other day. They started this program about 6 months ago. They didn't believe they could save any money, but they did, and they stuck to it. And the guy had about $14,000 saved up in his savings account. He didn't know what to do with it. That day, a friend of his came along and said he needed to sell his car. His car was worth $30,000. My friend offered him $14,000 for the car. The guy took it. Then my client took the car, put it right back on the market, and sold it for $25,000. He made $11,000. He got his $14,000 back, and he made $11,000 extra. So now he's got $25,000 in his investment account. Now he's looking for opportunities everywhere. This is the way it works. So if you'd like to get started on something like this, what you need to do is to go to our webpage at www.phoenix-marketing.com. There's a very short form to fill out to get a free, no obligation consultation of what we can do for you. Don't wait. Do it now. Because every day you continue to pay somebody else interest is the day you don't reach financial freedom. Thank you very much, and goodbye.